sound like Quentin Tarantino now.
I guess I want to be less like Tarantino.
In this day and age, maybe.
The best thing I've watched this week, better than Toy Story 5, better than Supergirl, it's coming home.
No, listen to me.
No, you listen to me. No, you listen to me.
You listen to me.
No, you listen to me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Film Angle, a podcast where we dive deep into the latest releases and unearth the classics to better our cinephilic curiosity. I'm Kris.
And I'm Alex.
Let's get into it.
Let's go into it. What have you been watching, Kris? Actually, let me stop you right there, because I'm going to tell you about the best thing I've watched this week.
I didn't even start.
You didn't even start. I'm stopping you right there. Last night, England versus Mexico. If I could rate it on Letterboxd, 5 stars. Highs, there were lows, there were stakes, there were tears. It was a very tense final 15 minutes, but in the end, elation, pure elation. 5 stars. Best thing I've watched this week. Better than Toy Story 5. Better than Supergirl.
I'm not gonna
screw them all. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home.
I'm not even playing dumb right now. I haven't even seen any highlights, but so I've heard from you, actually just you, that it was a pretty dramatic game of football. Does that kind of as a movie, or was it like just it equaled the emotions that a good movie would give you?
Yeah, it did equal the emotions a good movie would give me. Like I said, if I could rate it on Letterboxd, I would give it 5 stars.
Really?
It was that good. Like the feelings. I was like behind the sofa at one point. It was great. But yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard anybody else talking about it.
It's
just me. I'm the only football pundit you need to talk to. The guy who watches football every 2 years when the Euros or the World Cup.
I don't want to watch football at 1 a.m.
I don't know how I've been doing it. I've been roping you into watching the World Cup this year.
Not roping. I don't watch sport by myself. I'll never be that sort of guy. But I do like the communal aspect of watching sport with other people. And I do like getting into it that way. I enjoy the community of it. But yeah, that's how I usually enjoy sports. So I have been enjoying the games I've been watching. I'm just like, okay, am I going to sit home at 1 o'clock in the morning and ruin my sleep just to sit in silence and watch football? It's not the same as watching it with you. So
makes you feel better. I also didn't watch it live.
You're not a true fan, then, are you?
Maybe we'll cut this bit. I woke up at 5:30 this morning. Just didn't turn the internet on the phone. Just went straight downstairs.
Takes a lot of self-control.
Put the TV on and put the replay on and pretended that it was live. It's fun, but it was nice because then me and him could watch it together. I could be a little bit louder. I ordered a McDonald's. It was
the ultimate
honestly,
English hooligan breakfast.
There has never been a better Monday morning. The emotions I had within the first 2 hours of waking up was an absolute rollercoaster.
So because I checked my phone because I'm curious about it. I didn't watch it, but I'm curious. So I checked my phone as soon as I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning. So I probably knew who won before you did.
You probably did. I was very good. I didn't like. I've tried to go to bed early so I can get up later. But I was like,
it's good self-control. Really.
I was tossing and turning. I was thinking about it a lot.
No, you weren't.
I was.
It's happening.
I was scared. This was a scary match. It was a scary match. It was a scary match.
Yeah.
And like there was part of me.
There's stakes.
There were stakes.
Personal and geographical stakes.
Because I know we're close to a pub, and my street is a little bit like bad Englandy. At times.
You live here, I'll let you say your piece. I'll stay agnostic.
And I thought I will probably hear whether they win or lose.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think the pub was open because it was also you had to get like a late license for and stuff like that. So I didn't hear anything, but I thought that might have been a bad sign that I didn't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went into it and I was like, oh, I didn't hear anything last night.
Didn't hear any cheers down the street.
Yeah. It didn't start at 1 a.m. in the end. It started at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I did see that there was delays. So yeah, thank goodness you didn't commit to that.
Yeah.
So I imagine a lot of sore heads, a lot of people here are just miserable at work today. Not you. Started with the breakfast of champions and the match of champions. Well, fair play to Mexico though.
Yeah. What?
Anyway, but football, right? This is the thing.
No.
This is the thing that a lot of I'm not going to generalize, but a lot of English people like to think it's coming home, we're winning. Football, I thought World Cup was about unification.
Unification, but have you seen what the Mexico fans are like? Letting off fireworks outside the hotel. They were
Yeah, I did see
shooting.
that. That was actually quite
Like, they booed every time they play. Like, obviously, that's part of having the home advantage. By the way, not.
I'm not saying that
No,
they're right too. I'm just saying y'all need to like unify a little bit.
Yeah,
That's what the World Cup was originally proposed as.
And they're playing dirty a little bit as well. They're playing dirty a little bit. I can't say fair play to Mexico here. I'm glad we smashed them. It was scary, but I'm glad in the end that we held on to that. And what a game.
Do you know what I'm scared about? The comment section.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody who listens to this podcast watches football. And funnily enough, nobody talking on this podcast right now usually watches football either. But here I am in my England top.
comes out of his little shell every 4 years.
Yeah, that's my 2006 World Cup top.
Oh,
I was in Germany when this World Cup was happening, and I was outside.
the 50th anniversary of the original coming home.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
I know some stuff. Oh.
Yeah, I guess it would have been. Yeah. And this I went to see the England-Portugal game. If anybody is a football fan, will know that they kicked us out. Rooney got a red card. He was stamped on Cristiano Ronaldo's balls. I was in the fan zone outside the stadium. This happened. I cried. I think I was only 12, so you know.
I'm just thinking, no, it was 40 years, right? That was bad maths.
66.
2006.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Now I'm thinking about like because my dad was born in '66. So I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah, he's not that old.
he's not. Well, he's getting that up.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry,
so
Dad.
I'm just gonna like say like football, Toy Story. Have you not connected it already?
That's the segue. That's the
Football is a toy.
well,
So
yeah, I guess it is. Yes, it is. Like when I take Cody out and
it's his toy.
yeah, it's his toy. We like to kick around a pool together. So that, yeah, I think that makes sense. Good segue. But we aren't just talking about Toy Story 5 Day. We're also talking about Supergirl.
Yeah, why are you saying it like that? Is that like no? It's like it doesn't. It doesn't.
Supergirl. I know, right now.
I don't know. It's yeah. Were we excited for that? We'll get into that.
Yeah,
Which both of these? I don't know if either of these films we were just like, oh my goodness, we need to see these movies. I guess I felt guilty about that about Toy Story because I think Toy Story is a big part of everyone's life, really, who really engaged, who was around, who had that around as their childhood movie, or maybe was a parent at the time when those movies came out. And it feels almost thematically in tandem with the film to be like discarding the idea of a Toy Story movie, going like, oh, I'm not really sure. I feel like it might be a bit lame. I'm too cool for Toy Story now. It's just completely simulating what the kids are going through with these movies, and like the guilt that you feel when you watch a movie like this about taking away the romanticism around inanimate objects that like actually have meaning to you. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that, and it's just like, well, I can't underestimate how important Toy Story is in my life. I think it is really important in my life. I'm sure you feel the same.
Very
If you really look back.
Very much so. Very much so. This mean we'll talk about Toy Story 5 first, then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We start PG, and we work to 12. What's Supergirl 12?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'll roll the tapes. What does Toy Story mean to me? Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, it was a massive part of my childhood, actually. I had Woody and Buzz toys. I had Slinky Dog. I'm trying to think of the others.
Oh, the RC.
The RC. I was
Yeah.
about to say.
And it was an actual RC car as well that you could control.
Yeah. That was great. So first Toy Story comes out in 94?
95.
95. So the year after I'm born. So I definitely didn't see that one in the cinema. But Toy Story 2, 99.
99.
I do remember seeing that in the cinema, but I can't remember specifics, but I definitely saw that one on the big screen.
Yeah, you must have been really young.
I was 5,
Wow. Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it depends when it came out. Well, if it came out in the first 16 days of January.
I was 3, so I was not seeing that. But
Yeah. But yeah, I do remember. So when I got Woody and Buzz, actually, no, I think I had Woody and I didn't have Buzz.
Mm.
And
Buzz was a little bit pricier.
we moved to Germany, and it was over the December period, I think, and we had Christmas. I was opening my presents, and my mum and dad were just like, "Pretty sure we bought him a Buzz toy, but he hasn't opened a Buzz toy."
So you only had the Woody opened at this point.
I think I already had Woody ready to go.
Okay.
But they had realized that like somewhere along the move, a whole bunch of presents were somewhere,
Lost
and they had to keep the ruse. That night, on Christmas Eve, there was a storm, so they said that Santa wasn't able to bring all my presents in on Christmas Day.
Lucky them.
So on Boxing Day, I had a few extra presents, and one of them was a Buzz.
Whoa. Were you upset that you didn't have Buzz as a toy? Were you like, did you want the pair?
I don't. Well, not like. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did I ask for him? I probably did, but like, I don't think I would have been like, "Where's my Buzz? I was promised a Buzz." I don't think I was that. Mum and Dad, call in if you want to tell me otherwise.
Call in. Yeah, those dial-up phones that we just have off the hook there.
Call into the show.
Yeah. Send a voice memo.
I'll get a call on Wednesday evening. Just be like, "Oh, you don't remember. You were a little shit."
Yeah.
I don't think I will get that call.
Yeah. You actually cried that you didn't have the Barbie and Ken set.
Yeah, they probably would say that, actually, no.
Yeah. I had a Buzz. He was a hand-me-down, though. I definitely had Woody Ball for me. And I think I actually really coveted my Jessie doll.
I never had a Jessie. Never had a
But
Jessie.
she just had a really cool outfit. I like the cardigan, like trousers and stuff like that. Yeah, and the RC car was really cool because it was like a big thing. I could actually control it with the controller. But yeah, and I had a big relationship with the early video game, the Toy Story 2 PlayStation 1 game. I think everyone has played this at some point. It's like one of, even if you only had light contact with a PlayStation 1, it's probably one of the 5 games that you probably put your paws on.
This is the one where you in Andy's room by the Buzz in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Now, this,
Yeah.
I do specifically remember being a bad boy during that.
A bad boy?
Yeah, I really wanted that video game and I threw a tantrum in a shop
Yeah.
when I couldn't get it. Yeah, I had to save my money up for it.
It's something about Buzz. It's the front cover, and he's got his laser pointed, and this looks cool.
You can let you play it now on the PlayStation. Like you can, you can stream it and stuff like that now. Can't you?
Yeah. Do you remember? This might be a little bit more of a niche thing. I don't know if people watch the Buzz Lightyear TV show. Did you ever watch a Star Command? And it was an animated, sort of like somewhere between Star Trek and Star Wars. It was like some sort of like episodic serial throwback.
I can see it, but I don't remember it strongly. Like I do remember watching it, but I don't remember it being like one of those TV shows that stuck with me kind of thing.
I was fully indoctrined. I loved the Toy Story universe, and I really loved engaging with it in all aspects. And I don't know, somewhere in that sort of 2010 period when Toy Story 3 came out, and I loved the movie. I really enjoyed it then. But just as you transition into secondary school, into like, adolescence, just like the characters are kind of just like a distance away from me. And it's kind of upsetting. And I know we're talking about a movie that's a commercial product, but there is some real truth and some real humanity in this product that seldom exists at a lot of modern Disney outings. And it's one of the more holistic ideas that Disney has ever had, and comes out of a place of trauma and real admiration for our youth. And I kind of went into Toy Story 5 kind of feeling the same way, where I was just kind of, is this going to hit for me? I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to this that much. And then I kind of came out of the experience thinking, well, maybe I have reconnected with that sort of part of me for that hour and a half that I went to see this movie. I don't know.
But with 5?
With 5, it reminded me, it gave me a childish grin for the whole thing. And it was very, very funny. And I think it did manage to maintain and sustain its existence. I know you and I kind of had a little bit of not a fallout, but we sort of disagreed that on four's validity as a film. I don't know if you
Well,
changed on that a little bit.
if I may continue down memory lane,
Yeah, let's continue.
right? Toy Story 3 comes out 2012.
2010.
2010. All right. I was in secondary school. I remember seeing this with a bunch of my mates. And also, it had been a long time since, Toy Story 2.
11 years.
This was a big deal that it was coming back. But it was also, like, we were at the right age where it was a proper goodbye. Like, I think we were all about to, like, head off to uni and stuff like that. Or, we were no longer going to be at school anymore. And, yeah, I think that ending was so perfect, so final for me, that, like, it just didn't make sense to bring Toy Story back after that. And I appreciate there's a new generation of kids and stuff like that. But I didn't see Toy Story 4 in the cinema.
I did.
I didn't. And so I watched it, I caught up with it afterwards. And I do like it. I think it's a fine film. But I still don't, it still doesn't warrant enough, like, its existence for me. And I rewatched it again before 5. And I think I feel kind of similarly.
Yeah.
And also, because I knew what was happening this time, I found myself a little bit bored in the middle. And
Yeah.
I just, like, I get it, we're saying goodbye, but it does something which 1, 2, and 3 don't do, which is it kind of, like, pushes, like, those characters, like, it's about Woody.
Yes.
And it should always, in my head, it should always be about Woody and Buzz. But Buzz gets pushed so to the background of that film.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess the thing that was cementing Buzz as an interesting character was his delusion, and Woody was always the anchor of all the films. So I guess it's the end of his arc, and it's that movie's exploring somebody who doesn't have an arc anymore, and just saying where can he find his place in the world now, moving forward.
It's true. It's true. I don't know.
Well, Buzz in Toy Story 3, I mean, like, he's funny, but, like, they make him speak Spanish for half of the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
Buzz
there's
is
too
always
many
good,
toys. Maybe I just like the original toys. And
I like the new toys in this
there's
movie.
too many toys now, and the toys that we grew up with, the RC car, Woody, Buzz, Slinky Dog.
They do fade them away, don't they?
And even more so in 5, really. Like, they didn't even need to bring Woody back in 5.
Yeah.
If you think about it. But, like, that being said, it's Pixar. I know they're in a bit of a slump. Like, they haven't made, like, perfect films for a while now. Like, they were the gold standard of animated films. They're now in this place where, like, some are good.
A quick aside, I've seen Hoppers, and I really like that movie a lot, so I will say that's, like, a exception for me recently, but... Yeah.
5 stars.
4.
Finding Nemo, good. Incredibles, good.
Better than Finding Dory.
Yeah, okay, but we're not talking about... That's in their slump era. Wall-E, good. Monsters, Inc., good.
Yeah.
Inside Out, good. Yeah, I think Inside Out's fine.
I'm not as passionate about Inside Out
I'm not
as a lot of people.
I feel like these latest 2 Toy Story films feel more like Inside Out films.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's just, well, like, I feel a bit bad sometimes because Pixar have been so responsible for so many nuggets in people's, gems in people's lives, and like actual cornerstones, actual milestones of of your childhood. And I don't mean that lightly. And it's hard to, like, transition, bring up new talent, pass the legacy on, and the weight of the legacy too. And a lot of these guys are still making these movies, directing them. We have, Andrew Stanton.
Yep, who co-wrote all of them, I think.
Yes. Back, directing this again. And, and these guys are getting older too. And, maybe they're not as in touch anymore. And that was kind of a worry you had coming into Toy Story 5, wasn't it? About the preachiness of maybe potentially exploring a digitized world of toys. Lily pad in this instance that's going to resemble your kid's iPad or whatever device that they use.
Leapfrog. Do you remember the leapfrogs when we were in Toys R Us?
That's the wordplay that I was thinking of what they were bouncing off of. Yeah. They were, the leapfrogs were like the prototype of the.
But this is somewhere in between, like a leapfrog looking design, but has all the capabilities of an iPad.
It's basically an iPad that's got, like, you've almost put like a mold like a fun like skin on it. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah. Like you do see those like iPads with the big things where they can like bump them and stuff, can't you? Like
Yeah,
they're
the
like
child
trays.
proof. Yeah,
Child proof them. Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
you were on something there. I don't know what you were talking.
I'm just saying it's very interesting, and that I had a little bit of that worry too, where it was just like, okay, are we going to have something interesting to say about this new generation of how kids interact with play, the notion of playing, and whether or not it's going to be a pessimistic adult outlook at this? Like, these aren't the toys that I remember. Kids just don't get it these days. Yeah, where have we lost our inner child? And the movie, I think, really cleverly navigates this conversation. It both wants to talk about that, how we all sort of feel. I think anyone post, pre-30, post-30 is kind of thinking, well, like, kids aren't interacting the way I want them to interact. We had it so much better. So it wants to.
What film did we talk about recently when we spoke about the technology that you and I grew up with and how we kind of had a golden age of a bit of both?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think that's rose tinted glasses too. I don't remember what film it was.
It was only like 2 episodes ago. What
That's
were we
terrible.
talking about?
I have no idea. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, we were in between the internet age and still like kicking the ball outside. So we were really
Backrooms.
Backrooms.
Yeah.
Okay. I got onto that conversation via Backrooms. I think it's the internet era stuff and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it wants to talk about those sort of things, wants to openly, but also wants to criticize itself for having those thoughts too. And also compares it to modern day play. It's seeing it as a modern day toy. And the evil character of Lily Pad, who's she's the villain. She's the villain of this film. It does the thing that all Toy Story films do, where we really want to understand how our bad guys got here, and it usually comes out of a place of trauma or previous neglect.
Yeah.
And then they're enforcing their worldview on the other toys and making it like a bad sign for them.
So
it keeps that tradition.
This is like less that, it's more kind of like, this is what I'm programmed to do.
Yes.
But I'm almost too powerful
Mm-hmm.
that I think I know what's best, but actually I need to dial it down. But that's kind of like,
she does in her own way want the best for Bonnie. This is the second.
This is the Bonnie trilogy.
Bonnie trilogy. I mean, is Bonnie introduced at the end of? Yeah, she's introduced in 3.
Yeah, so Andy gives the toys to her at the end of 3. Beautiful send off. Yeah. What a beautiful final note of a film. What a great way to end.
You sound like Quentin Tarantino now. He famously will not watch any other Toy Story film anymore because they've cut it off perfectly.
Okay.
Don't be convinced.
I guess I want to be less like Tarantino, really, don't I?
This day and age, maybe.
Maybe I want to be less like
as much as I love his movies. This day and age, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Well, it's nice that they handed over to a new generation. This is good.
And Bonnie is a completely different kid to Andy too.
Yes. She's a girl.
She's a girl. She's a much younger demographic, and she's dealing with different variables and different things to navigate in her life that weren't existing in the late 90s or the early 2000s with Andy. And the pressures of the digital age. I think this film really focuses on peer pressure.
Yep.
A thing that I think Pixar do really well. I think they explored that a lot Inside Out too. And how hard it must be to be a child these days, that you have to exist online with expensive devices that you have to make sure your parents are enrolled on for you to do so that you can fit in. Mm-hmm. And how...
Not if the government have anything to do about it.
No, yeah, they're trying. And what's to say is like, are kids being alone on their iPads, talking to kids digitally in other rooms, in other houses, cities, miles away, is that any more or less social than going out in the garden and playing make-believe? And I just think that the film is very unjudgy, and it really uses its toys and its characters to kind of explore the wrongs and rights of that. And I don't think it has a final stance on what is wrong and what is right. It's just, it is what it is. And it's good to encourage kids to be different. Because Bonnie is inherently different that she still likes playing with toys, and she's only really on the screens because it's what helps her socially fit in with the other children. And it's also exploring neuro sort of divergence and sort of like, kids maybe they want to play with the dolls. That's not strange. That's not weird at all. And they should be encouraged to embrace make believe and be themselves. If they like to do something that maybe was cool 20 years ago and that's not cool now anymore, but you should encourage that. I think it embraces individuality.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a nice message. I think it at the start it feels a little preachy.
But
It feels a little.
The trailer explored that, and you kind of had that going in there too. Do you not think?
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen the trailer in a while,
Fair.
so maybe there was that. I do like how they present it as a bit of a horror film, as like a tech apocalypse film, which they
Yeah.
never truly like close off.
Yeah.
Because everybody else feels like it's a tech apocalypse, but like in that household, everything's fine.
There's like a shot where they're spying all the kids' houses in the neighborhood, and you just see these glowing lights illuminating all their faces from their bedrooms, and their parents are like elsewhere.
Yeah, and it does very much.
Which is not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic,
Yeah.
but it does, and like I agree with the sentiment, but I just feel like if I was a kid watching this, I'd maybe feel like, oh, the old men are telling me this is bad again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm interested to see. I'm not.
Oh, it only starts that way though. It only starts that way. By the end, I think it kind of redeems itself a bit.
Yeah, and I think it does a really good job of the toys. And I think Jesse's always being like this, where these characters are kind of sometimes they're frustrating to watch, not in a bad way, but in a way that you need to like pull through them. They're frustrating in the way that they are struggling to adapt or understand the current position that these kids or the world that they live in is in, and they don't understand that why are they still the same, but everything else has moved on beyond them.
Like 1, 2, and 3 is all about change, isn't it?
Exactly.
Actually, I guess they're all about change. Now that I'm thinking about it, they're all about change in some way, but it's each time it's like a different character having to learn about that change. And like
comfort.
learn how to become a toy again.
Yeah, and it's about comfort and denial. And denial is a really big part of it. And it's not just about toys. I think the magic of these movies, and I think 5 included too, is that you can separate toys from it. You don't have to even think about them at all, but you can transpose them onto any aspect of your life. I think anyone will find any relation. Even if it's a sibling, even if it's a grandparent that's not there anymore, there are so many links to find in these movies that are really true. And I think the humor is such a really great part of this film and does a really good job at making those things light. One moment I'll be like a little bit like taken aback at the last third of this film. There are some moments that are like poignant, as Toy Story movies usually are. But the movie, I think this is maybe the funniest Toy Story film. Personally, I find it. I'll have to go back and rewatch them all.
Yeah, I would need to as well. I feel like 1 is quite funny.
One is funny with all the odd couple. Woody and Buzz stuff is great, and it's it's funny to think that Sid is like he's a bad kid, but actually if you look at it for objective human lens, he's actually just a normal kid. He just likes to bully bully his younger sibling. We shouldn't really demonize him, but we do as kids, because you're like, oh my god, this is an evil god-like being with a skull and likes to mutilate toys and put weird spider legs on baby heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the only really bad villain of all the films is Al, right? Al's a weirdo.
Al's bad. Is Lotso bad?
Well, also, again, it justifies him for trauma as well. He was discarded and had the love of a kid before as well.
Because he kind of gets a comeuppance at the end, doesn't he?
He gets a comeuppance.
Which not a lot of the villains do.
Stinky Pete,
yeah.
Stinky Pete. Well, his comeuppance is that he has to become, share a lifestyle with the Barbie toys at the end.
Yes.
He gets picked off the luggage belt and puts girly stickers on him, and he goes in the girly backpack.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a comeuppance for him because it's not a lifestyle.
No. He
I
wants.
think it would be like you and me being drafted against our will. It's like, yeah, it's good for somebody, but not for me. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. What I really liked, I thought was a lot of fun. And what wasn't sure when I first saw it was this is the first Toy Story film that actually visualizes the playtime, so the imagination. So whenever Bonnie's playing with the toys, you actually say she's playing and she's there. Oh, it's a wedding, and Rex is the ring bearer, and like we're all we're all going up the aisle, and it'll actually go into that and actually do this different art style. It's more of a
Yes.
2D art style,
Which
whereas there.
we haven't got the 2D art style before, but we do get to go into the imagination in the other films. Usually starts with that, doesn't it? Like,
Oh, I guess Toy Story 3 starts with a big Wild West set piece,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Is 2 in Andy's mind where it's Buzz in space?
That's the opening. He's playing the video game,
He's playing a video game. That's it.
and it comes out of the screen.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. 3, you get his imagination. Because I remember there's like, they have all the monkeys and there's like a big nuclear bomb.
Yeah, it's a really cool.
Yeah.
The Toy Story 3 video game is just set in that world.
Oh, is it?
It's really good.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it does something here a little bit different, but it's before we would see like in the first Toy Story film, they would pick up dolls and it would just be like the kids would be doing funny voices, and this does a really funny job of approaching that in a different way.
Yeah.
I loved the big mass army of Buzz Lightyears that's shipwrecked on the island.
Yeah, they're like a walking Deus Ex Machina in their way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they come in, like if you didn't have them slowly building their way towards that bit in the story, when they come in, you'd be like, really? What is happening there? So I kind of like that it was like this. Where is this going, and how does this intercept into the film I'm watching? But at the same time, a lot of fun, allows for a lot of gags.
It was definitely the thing for the adults because there was like throw in an old movie reference every time we do it. We even get like a 1941 Bambi reference happening, but playing music from Bambi that like I don't know if like any kids would really a sub 10 years old would get, but it made me chuckle. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So there's a lot of traits in here. I thought you have to spite yourself sometimes and really go in these with a trial like mindset. I felt transported, and
I really liked it. I thought I kind of maybe feels like I'm shitting on a little bit because I was maybe feeling like it's not as good, which I do agree. I don't think it as good, but like it's fun. It's a fun film. It's a romp. I like building out Jesse's backstory a little bit.
I like
you're on kind of tender hooks the whole time, thinking like, is she gonna meet Emily? Isn't it her previous owner?
Yeah, I like the going back.
Are we gonna meet her again? Like, are we gonna see adult version of her?
Yeah,
I liked all that. There's some really good emotional payoffs there.
I do think that was some closure that character did need, and I really liked exploring that past again with her.
Yeah. So like that stuff's nice. I just think like 4 and 5 for me have both missed like a spark that made 1, 2, and 3 special. And I do have to preface the fact that I'm now in my 30s. So like it's not the same. It's not the same watching it as a kid with the toys and actually playing with these things and playing the video games and doing all this kind of stuff. So there is a part of me that wonders, is it just that I'm older now and like these films aren't going to hit the same? Or is there just like, are we just missing something? And is it a John Lasseter hug?
Oh my god, I was happy. I was feeling wholesome. You had to give me the big John Lasseter Hawaiian shirt hug, didn't you?
I'm joking.
I'm like Hayao Miyazaki getting ambushed on entry to Pixar.
I'm joking. I don't think that is what's missing. But like, there is a spark. There is something.
There is
in the story building wise that isn't working for me. But that being said, maybe if I went and spoke to a 6-year-old, then maybe they'd be like, no, this is hitting for me.
Yeah, this is where I am starting to feel like older now. Is that I don't know what the experience of going to see a movie like this is like for a child, or if it's comparable, if it's the same as when it was when we were kids, because availability is a really big aspect, and it's something we talk about on the show a lot. is the availability of content that I can watch all these movies right now in the same day on the same app.
Mm.
Where I had the Disney Channel as a kid, and my God bless her, my grandmother would tape these on her VHS recorder in Disney Channel. I would catch these, and I would forward wind to watch the Toy Story 1 movie, and I only had 1 and 2, and I would watch them religiously because I had a minute collection. So those were more potent to me, because I just didn't have a bigger smorgasbord of films to watch. So is it more passive for children now? Are they like, okay, that was good, on to the next thing?
And there is so much more stuff. Yeah. I just like the
I don't want to be the old man and be like, oh, I experienced these better, but I want to understand.
But then if you think about it, as we've gotten older, all the sequels that Pixar are doing now are films that came out when we were young. Like, was Inside Out the last film that they sequelized in the Pixar canon?
Last one where they were like, yes, we really made our own origin thing that's really going to stick the test of time.
Like, what of the latest Pixar? Are there any sequels to the later Pixar films? I know they're maybe thinking about doing something with Coco, which you could maybe argue.
Yeah.
Is it Coco?
I like Coco, the origin of Coco too. Yeah. I like Coco, but I wouldn't put it in my like upper echelons of the. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because those original concepts are so strong. I think Disney Animation Studios are being way more lucky with the swings, but even they're having a little bit of issues at the moment. I don't feel like their films are coming out consistently and hitting this stride.
No, and maybe it is that kind of like hangover of COVID. It's the fact that they keep cutting staff.
I think the romanticism of Disney is dissipating. And I maybe that feels the same way from the inside as well, that creative joining Disney isn't as exciting as it would have been in the 90s or the 80s, or, where you're just, I'm joining something that's so has such a powerful legacy and is almost like a juggernaut, and I feel like this is a privilege for me to be joining this company. Now it feels like, like my thing can get swept under the rug, and like, is that a real good testing bed for passion and talent?
Yeah,
but then
they're becoming more risk averse. I think that's the thing, because even the things that Disney bought in the late 10s and the teens that started to hit again. So you had Marvel had a big thing, now in a bit of a slump. Star Wars had a big thing, now in a bit of a slump. And it's like, what is Disney doing? It's like, what? Even it's like you said, its own anime. I guess Zootopia 2. I haven't seen. Have you seen Zootopia 2?
I have to watch. I've seen half of it. I saw half of it.
It's not a good sign.
We started on we were both a bit sleepy. What's half of it? It was fine. Yeah, what I saw of it was fine.
Okay. Maybe Disney
animation. I like Hoppers more.
Yeah, I guess I'll get to them as both at some point. And then all these live action stuff's rubbish, man. It looks shite.
It looks
absolutely shite.
Awful. It doesn't justify its own existence.
It looks like it was filmed on a green screen.
They all were. I mean, Little Mermaid. I guess had its moments visually, but like,
I think I came away all right with Little Mermaid.
I think we were all. Sometimes every so often you get enough crappy movies come out, and you go to the cinema, you spite yourself, and you're like, I haven't had any beer, but I'm pretending I had 9 beers, and I'm going to spite myself and have fun.
I think I liked Halle Bailey and the guy who was in it.
Yeah, at least 50% of that movie was new stuff.
Yeah,
and some things to engage it with.
Yeah. But then, some of the live action.
Oh,
Disney, what are we doing?
I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch yet, and I love Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite Disney films.
Yeah. I haven't seen the live action one either. I really like the Lilo and Stitch one. I heard they're doing an Atlantis live action. I like but Atlantis.
I like
Atlantis feels like a film that isn't remembered as highly, and we'll probably get a resurgence because of a live action film.
It's a cult film. Like Treasure Planet is probably like a level of that. Treasure Planet.
Ooh.
I actually do watch that annually.
Oh, do you?
Can
I join you next time?
Yeah, it holds up really well. It's a really good late night movie.
Yeah, that was the one. They took a big risk on that, didn't they?
Yeah, because it's Clements, Oscar and Clements
who did Little Mermaid, right?
They did Little Mermaid. They did Aladdin.
Yeah,
they did like a lot of the big hitters.
And it's a bit of a.
Hercules.
It was like one of those films that was a bit of a hybrid between like the old 2D animation and the 3D animation.
It was their passion
Yeah.
project.
And it is fantastic, but it didn't make a lot of money if I remember rightly.
It had been on the shelf for about 10 years, so they made Aladdin, I'm pretty sure, which was like pretty early in the Renaissance,
Yeah.
1989, 90. And they made that with the promise that if we make this, can we make our passion project?
Yeah.
Which is Treasure
That's
Planet.
it.
Kept getting pushed year to year to year, and then they got to make it, and it didn't do well. But I think it was a perfect blend of they were experimenting with 3D computer generated animation with 2D blended.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful when you look back at it. It's like they kind of actually nailed that, and that was like an aesthetic they only played with a few times before they got scrapped. But yeah, bring back the hands drawn and movies. Princess and the Frog, our last one, 2009.
Sure, I haven't seen Princess and the Frog. Is that bad of me?
I don't know if it's bad. I think it's one that a lot of people missed, but it's a whole musical score by Randy Newman. It's a really lovely film. It's a little bit slight, but it's a lovely film. A good love letter to jazz and New Orleans and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all taking tangent.
Maybe we're just I'm just voicing my disappointment in the way that maybe Disney does business and just doesn't take swings on things. And this was a big thing that came up in our Mandalorian and Grogu episode as well. And I'm not saying that Toy Story 5 is in a swing. I don't think you need to make a swing. It kind of like the story makes sense, but like there is that feeling of something missing stays with me, despite the fact that it's a good film. And that would lead me down maybe to talk to you, Chris.
Yep.
About Toy Story rankings.
Okay.
Like, because where would you rank 4 and 5?
Okay. I can completely rank all of them for you right now.
Yeah, I could do the same. Let's do it.
You're gonna cringe at me. Number 2, Toy Story 2. Number 2, I'm gonna go and do one right now. Toy Story 2 is my number 1.
Okay, cool.
I think that is just. I don't want to use the word I guess it's such a charged word, but it is a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
I think 1. Toy Story 1 afterwards.
Yep.
This is where you're gonna hit me. I think Toy Story 4. I liked that continuation of Woody's story. I love 3, which is the next one, but I do think some of that movie and the daycare stuff is the midsection of that film feels a little bit bloated to me and a little bit of a slog to go through. All the Spanish stuff, all the Great Escape stuff. I've seen it loads of times. I don't mind. Although the ending is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then 5, but I don't want to put 5 down like as being a bad movie. It's still a great film. And 4 and 5, the narcissistic part of me, just like you, well, not narcissistic, the pessimistic side of me thinks, well, yes, they did exist to make more capital. Yeah. But they managed to get people on board, and the talent side of it, he did there. So that's the save.
So I go Toy Story 2 as my number 1.
Okay, we agree there.
Toy Story 3 is my number 2.
Okay. Yeah.
1 is my number 3. Then, I don't know if it's recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
I think I then go 5, then 4.
5, then 4. Okay.
But I feel like that would probably change over time.
Them two are a bit muddy.
Yeah. I feel like maybe like one day in the future, if I have kids and I sit down and I watch all of them again through a child's eyes, maybe
they'll be on holograms by then.
Yeah, when we watch them on a hologram, when we watch them together on our Apple Cloud headset, Meta glasses,
contact lenses,
and then I put on this review for my child straight afterwards. But Daddy used to do the film angle.
Used to?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Daddy still does the film angle, and that's where all the money comes from because it's now a TV show on HBO.
HBO, Peacock.
You know the hologram channel, HBO.
Channel 999999.
God. So yes, and then that's what pays for your
backgrounds.
Yeah, your own Woody and Buzz gets paid through my film angle money. I'm off again. What was I talking about? Oh, seeing those films through different eyes, I would maybe I could see like why 5 is emotionally good.
Yeah, it's just definitely go see this. If you haven't already, go see it with your inner child in mind and be open, because let yourself smile, and because it's a lovely time at the cinema. And yeah, that's all. I guess I kind of bled my heart out on this one. I had a really good time with it. I would put it in the bottom of the pile, but not in a disappointed way. In a way that I was still happy to see this movie. I'm still happy to. I had a really nice time with it.
Fair play. They're all good films. They're all good films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not one of them's an absolute dud. Maybe I'm being a pessimist about the franchise overall. But I did like it. I had a good time. I laughed. I smiled. I thought, oh, that's actually a little bit moving when they revealed. We haven't really done a spoiler alert on this because it's a bit slight. Maybe we'll just keep it spoiler free. They reveal the name of a certain person on the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
I think you can kind of go away without spoilers because
Yeah.
the rhythms of this Toy Story film, the motions of it are similar to what you've seen before. And it's just it's a very satisfying film.
There's no big surprises.
There's no I don't really consider this franchise.
It's like a fun.
Oh my god, they did that!
Yeah, it's like a fun surprise.
There's a fun surprise, and there's some little moments. I really like what they tacked on to the end of Jesse's sad story from 2, and kind of gave that a little bit of uplift and a little bit of like a.
That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah,
that's what I was alluding to that. But that isn't the fun surprise. I was thinking the Buzz stuff at the end.
Oh right,
I like that.
There's a few things. I don't know which one you're specifically.
If I did this to you.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was like when
that was fun.
That was a moment of like joy. When you kind of get like a little bit wobbly because it was so much fun. You're just like, oh, they're giving us something like a really cool little set piece over there. Yeah. So
I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
I want one.
It doesn't have. I won't want to. It doesn't have the feeling of like a lot of those Pixar wilderness year films where it's just like, oh, I can tell this is Pixar visually, but this feels weird and off. This feels like a strong film. I would recommend it. I know it's, neither of us are going to be like, you need to see this right now, but I really do, really, really, really like it. It's like a really strong 7 out of 10 sort of for me. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. If I'm in a star rating, I'm like 3, maybe 3.5. I haven't decided.
Yeah,
I'm in that territory. All right, so that was the second best thing I watched this week. Actually, do you know what? Actually, in the last 7 days, it's actually the third best thing I've watched.
See, because the football included in there.
Oh, England, Mexico, first best thing. Second best thing was actually Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
You saw it.
Yeah, which I know we're not talking about on this episode because we're a bit like we both are a bit distanced from it now. But yeah, that was good fun. Reminded me a lot of you and me.
Yeah.
Just to chuck a little mini review in there at the end, and some of my stupid schemes that I've wanted to do for this podcast to promote this podcast. So yeah, definitely go see that. This was the third best thing, and then. Shall we talk about the fourth best thing we saw this week?
I think that's a correct ranking.
Roll the tapes. That was a terrible segue. I was trying to segue into that really in a really fun way, but I just went like we're terrible at tangent. I think this is the being together thing. I run off on tangents a bit more, but I don't.
Why does everything have to be a beautiful tangent?
No, man.
See, we can be
good.
We get passionate.
So as long as the fans don't mind the anglers.
Talking about the fans, it's hot in here again.
Yeah, we have got a fan going on right there.
Yeah, toasty. So
bloody heat waves aren't good for podcasts, are they?
No,
they are not good for podcasts.
Reflective forehead right now.
Yeah. We'll have to see how we do next week. Okay. Anyway, so we've already rolled the tape, so people know what the review is going to be. But if you're not watching, we're about to review Supergirl, which is the second film. All right, this is a little bit convoluted.
Is it complicated? I mean, there's been 2 films in James Gunn's tenure.
Yeah, but James Gunn has also said that Blue Beetle was also is incorporated in the.
That was pre-Superman.
That was pre-Superman, and it was pre.
Him saying, "I'm head of this."
Yeah,
Oh,
but he said it is part of it for some reason.
if he was smart, he would say no.
Yeah, but this
From what
whole
I've seen
thing's
of Lee
convoluted
Beetle.
because in a way, Suicide Squad is like half part of it because Peacemaker's still part of it.
Oh yeah, because they do nod to Peacemaker in the Superman movie, but
Yeah.
he's watching him on TV.
Yeah, and then season 2, which came out following Superman, is part like it's in that world.
Why do they make it so hard?
But it does, like, even in the previously, they retcon some of season 1 to make it fit in the new DCU. And then you've also got animated shows that are part of the DCU as well.
Like, you know what? Marvel, DC, if you had no TV shows at all, I'd be way more, like, courteous to these types of movies. But, like, you're just making it so laborious
So I guess,
to keep up.
yeah, it is ridiculous. But for general audience purposes, the second film of the DCU, or
Yes.
EU, or
I
whatever
think
it is,
blindly you'd be like, oh,
Superman.
One, yeah.
Supergirl.
Yes.
They made 2 films about people with the same set of powers. One's a woman.
Yes, yeah. And
That's the choice. Anyway, no, I'm not dunking on the choice. I was happy to see Supergirl in the lineup. We've not seen loads of her on the big screen. We've seen quite a lot of her on the small screen. Millie Alcott got cast quite a while back. She turned up in the first Superman movie.
yeah.
Definitely playing a different incarnation of her that we've seen before. A little bit messy, a little bit hungover. Find out in this film.
A little bit.
Yeah, always hungover. But she's dealing with the trauma of Krypton.
Krypton, as Marlon Brando would say, we just hear Krypton.
She's dealing with the trauma of actually watching Krypton perish, whereas Superman was a baby and got escorted out as soon as it went. So there's all this kind of stuff going on.
She's doing the intergalactic version of like a drink-fueled backpacking across the world.
Yeah. Well, you put it very nicely at the end of the film, which is what I thought you were about to
Did
say. I don't want to steal your thunder, so very much crediting you with this, but you were like, it's like she's like Captain Jack Sparrow.
She is like Captain Jack Sparrow. I will like get out of the way. No expectations going to see the film. Didn't feel angry towards it. Didn't feel super excited about it. Saw the trailers. I was like, oh, some stuff here looks kind of cool visually. It's got some of the stuff that's typically annoying about these films. And so I came in, we went Friday night, and we were pretty, I think we were both kind of looking forward to switching our brains off and watching a movie like this.
A blockbuster on a big screen, view, Cribs Causeway, so much better than
it was a really good screen. It was very comfortable, recliner seats, good screen, good sound.
Let me diss Longwell Green. Jumped in there. I'm trying to
We've done that enough.
View Longwell Green. I wish Cribs wasn't so far away from me, all right?
I wish I lived in Cribs.
The View Cribs Causeway screens are so much better. Gosh, you need to refurb Longwell Green.
And we went bowling.
View Longwell Green. Yeah, I think you can bowl at Longwell Green. There's a Hollywood Bowl there. Isn't there?
Isn't that? Are you not thinking about the Showcase?
No, there's also one of the, there's one next to
There's a lot of bowling options.
There's one next to every cinema in Bristol, I think. Not a Hollywood Bowl, but a bowling alley.
Is that anything?
Don't know. Or maybe it's Crazy Golf in the Odeon.
Oh, it could be.
It must be bowling there as well.
Yeah.
Refurb your cinema at Longwell Green.
It's been a mixed experience, but it's charmed me. But it was a really nice experience going to see a movie in a decent format with decent sound,
decent seats,
mixing, decent seats,
good audience
as well. It was a pricier ticket, wasn't it?
Well, it technically wasn't because of our bad experiences with Longwell Green. We got free tickets.
Yes, but it would have, for reference, it would have cost 33 quid
for the two of us.
If we had just wanted to see in a room.
Yeah.
So,
everybody should be using the Cinema Society to get cheaper cinema tickets. I think it's run by Lidl.
If you live in the UK.
Yeah, the cinemasociety.com probably. You can select your cinema, select tickets, you get codes, and like with the View, I'm pretty sure you get like at least £5 off ticket.
Oh, okay.
You can even get like cheaper 12-month subscriptions at Odeon and stuff like that, which I know we've thought about, but also like the Odeon in the center of town is just difficult to get to. Sometimes.
It's just a little bit more of an effort, yeah. And you have to pay for parking.
Yeah,
stuff like that too.
People love the localized Bristol cinema content, I think. We should keep doing this.
So, have you had any feedback about it?
No feedback. I love it.
So I love it too. It gets out the trauma. So went into Supergirl. I will say get the positives out of the way first. I was kind of charmed from what I've seen in the trailers about Millie Alcock and her performance, and I still feel the same way.
Yeah, she's
Coming out of it. She's fine.
She's good.
She's fine. I do think she'd be great if the content will get a little bit better. It soon kind of goes downhill after that.
It is a film that gets worse as it goes.
Forward, the more the days have gone by for me too.
I keep forgetting that I've seen it.
It feels like a bit of a fever dream.
Yeah. Whereas I know you felt differently about Superman. Like, you were quite big on Superman.
I really liked it. I really liked Superman.
I didn't love Superman.
Mm-hmm. I know.
But I think about that film.
You remember a lot of it. Yeah.
I remember it, you know?
Yeah.
I was definitely more charmed by Superman in certain scenes. Like, it was trying to do something. It wasn't doing enough for me. Like, I think I know you went into this with zero expectations, and I kind of went into it with zero expectations as well. But I think I've gone into James Gunn's DCU with more expectations because, one, I like James Gunn. Two, I like his Suicide Squad film, and I like that you have somebody who's a fan making these films. And obviously the DC stuff's had such a bad run, but I just don't think it's been able to get itself out of that rut for me. Like, I know a lot of audiences liked Superman, but not enough liked it really to make it a massive hit. It did well, but it wasn't huge.
What is it about DCU? Is it its own mythology that's a bit... I do find some of the DCU like mythology a little bit off-putting. I find like things like I'm not like in love with Krypton. I find like it's those sort of settings are a little bit cold and a little bit clinical to me. And there's just, you know, this intergalactic world in Supergirl that we're introduced to, it doesn't feel like well thought out in the way like a Star Trek would be, where everyone has their place and these people are these people. It's just like a bunch of random guys and gals just on screen, and the makeup department is just gone ho and just go, doesn't make any sort of way. Yeah, the audience is gonna love it. There's a little guy, he's this size, and he's gonna sound like Seth Rogen. You know, it's you know, which is, you know, in the first instance, it might catch off guard, but there's no substance. There's nothing that really ties you and like draws you to where this character is in the universe, and like there's a great splashboard for where the story is going to go.
And it just feels like a mix of things we've seen. It feels like
it's a
like
mixing pot.
All right, it doesn't feel like the Superman movie, like, but obviously she has some of the similar powers. But it, you know, it feels like it's trying to do Guardians, but not as funny. And like all the marketing for this film is like very colorful, punk rocky.
Yeah,
Supergirl stuff.
And it's not sort of colors,
colorful or punk rocky. She occasionally turns on some like rock music with a lead female singer. So like, you know, bands that we're fans of, like Wolf Alice and Wet Leg, they get a time in here to play during an action scene. But it doesn't feel like part of the fabric of that world or of that character. Like, it makes more sense for Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Like, he came from that era to be having a cassette tape and headphones, and there's an emotional connection there.
It's a conduit for his background, yeah.
Why Supergirl has an old iPod and old headphones, I don't know.
Because I don't know, because they saw in Guard. Yeah, they don't think about this sort of thing. And even when they go to like intergalactic diners and dive bars where there's not a single humanoid species, they're all up to date on their 2025, 2026 indie girl punk rock music.
Yeah, they've all got them in the bars.
And it's playing. It's not like it's playing as a needle drop. It's diegetically being played. It's like someone's pressing the button. There's a cabaret act at one point. There's an intergalactic cabaret act that's singing "The Girl from Ipanema," like dun 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 dun. It's like, where did she pick that one up on her travels? You know, and it sounds nitpicky that I'm picking up, but there's no like alien songs in this. It's mainly Earth songs that you're hearing being played by aliens all the time. I will sort of say as well, the color palette. I'm thinking about when I think about this movie, looking back on it, I'm thinking like dirty, sandy oranges, rusty, brown and greens at some later on.
Yeah, I guess you kind of get the kind of like Blade Runnery locations, but they're all
But it hasn't got Roger Deakins as a DP.
no, it's all very grey.
Production design is very copy and paste. Yeah, it sounds really negative.
But okay, story wise,
Paper thin.
yeah, baby.
I can't. Again, I really struggled to. Yeah, you want to talk about the story? You go for it.
Crypto, the super dog, he gets shot by a poison arrow.
I thought he was going to be a bigger part of the film.
Well, in a way, he's the linchpin for like the Supergirl going on a journey, because you can kind of the two things. One, you can get behind somebody embarking on a mission to save their dog, and two, I didn't even realize.
No, don't let me stop you.
Yeah. And two, you can really hate a villain when they shoot a dog.
Yeah.
And they focus on that dog's eyes, and they're like whimpering as he's like bloody been shot with a poison arrow. You're like,
oh yeah, they
killed this guy.
I chose not to be manipulated on this occasion.
But then there's also this idea. Well, I say this idea, it's not an idea. There's also a young girl who's trying to get revenge for her family, who is also like after the main villain, and she needs Supergirl's help because she's just like a young girl.
Her dad had some sort of secret
sword weapons.
Yeah, that was coveted by.
He was like a swordsmith, I think.
Yeah, and they were like peaceful farming, like family that lived on a planet in the middle of nowhere.
The editing is so weird in that scene.
The editing, the first portion of the film, I was really it caught me off guard because I was really starting to focus on it, and the shots were changing every 3 seconds. There was hardly any lingering. No room to kind of build any sort of like emotion in these moments.
Well, like you have the main villain Krem come to this farm. He wants the swords, but everything's tense. It's like a little bit like, but not nearly as well done as the Inglourious Bastard scene with Christoph Waltz. Like it's got that kind of vibe.
He looks like a punk like raver from Glasgow.
You've got the young girl watching from her bedroom door, and then all of a sudden they cut to there's somebody else in the house, and it's a son who's just like playing computer games.
Yeah, this whole family's held hostage, and he's just like chilling, listening to tunes.
But they introduce him late in the day, and then he doesn't realize what's going on, despite the fact that the scene's been going on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and thinks it's some fun game. Jumps out. They all get killed.
Yeah, he dies with a very unintentionally funny grin on his face because he thinks he's in the middle of a playtime joke. So he dies of like literally his face. And we didn't want to, but we both looked at each other and laughed.
Yeah, we did.
It's not like we did not go in this wanting to behave this way.
The scene was fine up until that bit, but you just like, then you're kind of left thinking like, wait, what just happened? Like,
because it didn't need to happen to add anything.
No, it was almost as if they were filming the scene and then they were like, oh, we need him to kill everybody. Like, but how do we do that? Well, I guess just whack somebody in there who makes
a bit of variation. Yeah,
ridiculous. I don't know. And like that was the first step of like, okay. And then you go on this adventure where she reluctantly agrees to kind of hunt down Krem, and then they have to go like to different places to find out information, and it's bar to family to this until
she doesn't want to look after the girl. She's a burden at start, but then she warms to her. And
the natural duo, which pops up in every bloody sci-fi film and TV show at the moment. And then it introduces this idea that Krem and his crew, his pirate gang, are sex traffickers, which is quite a serious thing. And they make it a little bit Mad Maxy, where they like start calling them the brides. It almost like feels like almost like a bit of a rip off at times, but it doesn't treat it with any kind of like seriousness. But I guess it is like, if you came away from this film and you were like, it was Supergirl punching sex traffickers in the face, you'd be like, yeah, that does sound cool. But actually, in execution, it's like,
okay, you understand Krem and his gang. They just seem to be like bad for shits and gigs, doing everything that if it's bad, they'll do it.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
But they're trying to repopulate their male only race.
Okay.
That was like one thing that's like thrown out at one point.
Okay,
That's why they need
lost that.
That's why they need the brides. That's why they're sex trafficking people. So like that's odd. He knows a lot about Kryptonians, and
He's an
he
educated.
knows that kryptonite's their kryptonite.
Yeah, kryptonite.
Tonight's their kryptonite, and so like even his base is on a planet with a green sun, which obviously weakens Supergirl. But anytime the film gets boring, they chuck in a flashback. Yeah. That's what I found. Is like as soon as the pace lulls, they're like chuck a flashback in, which actually does make sense to like keep us interested. But then a film like this shouldn't really ever get boring. But God, I was a bit bored by the end.
It is boring because there's not much ground to cover. There's not much to explore here. And I would forgive a little bit of that, but it's a lot of the fundamentals, the things that should be easy wins for this movie that they just don't get right. It's the fun, the humor. I think they dropped. There's no theme. There's no like musical theme. You know, Superman.
There's girl rock bands.
Yeah, but like even in the musical score.
Oh yeah,
there's a musical score, and like a superhero when Supergirl finally dons the outfit, and later on in the film, or when she comes in and is about to do something cool, like the music should swell, and there's a theme in our head, and we'd be like, yeah, we're kind of getting chills here, like Superman definitely has.
Yeah.
I know that was sort of built into it before from John Williams, but it didn't have that still. There was no effort for that. The action set pieces, none of them really got me going. Like, none of them were really exciting or well choreographed or shot.
Or new.
Clunky and ugly. And tried to actually almost distract us away from not seeing what was going on. There was a lot of like cutting and blurring and trying to distract us as an audience.
Yeah. Like the whole, like some of the early action set pieces feel tangible. They feel in sets-ish.
Yeah.
But the final action set piece is just in a dust cloud.
Yeah.
And it does feel like we don't know how to end this film. So, like, if we put it on a green screen, we can figure it out in post.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this. They knew they had the shot in the trailer where she swings the big, almost like club thing around.
Oh yeah,
rope, and that's cool because that feels like it has weight. Like I feel you can feel the weight behind that, but that's like the only time for me.
Yeah. And then they also chuck Lobo in there.
We're talking about Jason
Momoa. Yep.
I thought because I thought we would chuckle at him for like, oh, it's Jason Momoa, like it's not working for us, but it's still funny. Not even that.
They've chucked him in because of fan service. Because he looks like a perfect Lobo.
Okay.
And two, fans wanted him as Lobo. I think when he originally went for the original DCU, the James Gunn DCU, he thought he was auditioning for Lobo.
Oh, right, okay.
But instead was given Aquaman.
Thank goodness.
But it does feel weird to like have somebody from that set of films return so quickly in the DCU, but as like a different character now.
As
he doesn't
member of Kiss.
But like he's not that far different from Aquaman. He just kind of says quips and is a bit like, "Ugh."
Yeah, he's a little bit like an angry bear,
which is what Aquaman was when we first meet him in James Gunn's in the Zack Snyder.
He was partial to
a Guinness.
Partial to a Guinness with his Kiwi dad.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, but he doesn't add anything to the script. I was thinking this the other day. They should have made him more integral to the plot. And what they should have done is Supergirl should go on the mission because she wants to obviously save Crypto, not so much the girl. And the girl ends up hiring Lobo as the person. But they keep obviously crossing over with each other then. They keep kind of getting in each other's way.
Is Lobo's like a non-entity in the film.
Yeah,
he's no point. He's just like there.
Yeah, you could take him away and like nothing changes in the film. I don't think
he's there. I guess the only thing he's there to be is he's encouraging to our two female leads and co-lead. He's there to be like, yeah, even a badass like me agrees that these guys are right and all these other guys are pricks, and like I'm not gonna get involved. But you know, if I was gonna side with any of them, it'd be these girls, right?
And I guess he's supposed to be a draw as well, like film style wise, maybe. But like that clearly didn't work.
Yeah. Oof. This movie is.
And it's this thing is like talking with you, it feels like we hate it. But like we did come out and we were like, okay. But like actually talking about it makes me just like, why? Why was this your second outing?
It's frustrating because it feels like it could have been quiet. I don't really feel like this was a hard ball to drop.
No. And James Gunn kind of shot himself in the foot because he kind of, when he started this, he was like, the one thing that we're doing differently around here is like nothing gets made unless it's got a good script. What happened to the good script? What happened to the good script here? This is like a by the numbers superhero film that kind of just picks and chooses other things to, like, not even homage, just basically rip off.
Yeah.
And then, like, yeah, we all like Millie Alcock, but like, because she's good in the role, but like, she's not given anything interested. I'm interested to see what she might do next if she's given a better film. And there's like the promise of like something more coming down the line at the end of this film, which could be interesting. But yeah, I just don't know. I just in a day and age where superhero films are on the back foot and they're on their way out, essentially, aren't they? They're not gonna light anybody's world on fire. You're gonna get the odd big one like Spider-Man. End of this month is gonna do big, and like Doomsday is gonna do big, but you can't. I don't think you can just like pick and choose any superhero film and it be like, you know, the 2017 or 2018 when like Captain Marvel came out. It was like, just because it has Marvel attached to it, it'll make $1 billion.
So this hasn't been overnight.
No, it's not been overnight, but that's what they should know.
But it's been slow burn. These films have been getting worse and worse. People, I think everybody, I think us included, I think that's why why are we feeling guilty about talking negatively about the film? Because I think, if we're honest with ourselves, is probably where we actually feel. It's our bar is just being lowered so detrimentally that we just accept mediocrity at a more open light, because we just keep going. We keep going. We're guilty of it too, because we want to capitalize. We know that there's an audience to listen to us talk about Supergirl. As much as we're saying these films are doing as well. Well, they're doing well enough to sustain themselves, and we're still happy to go and see them at the off chance that we might like one. And I don't really know if that market's really going to close, because it's just the legacy of superhero movies is so strong. It's just I just think we all need to like respect ourselves a little bit more, and I think like these studios need to like just get more people here inspired to make their movies and let them make their movies.
Yeah.
And take the biggest swings possible now, because there's literally no negative to it. We've seen the worst now. We have seen the worst many times.
Yeah.
And
keep the universe stuff out of it. You know, I'm a bit bored by multiverses and
contain.
That's what
like
maybe there's like a small thread that's like, oh, it is connected in the same world, but like
some people
don't worry about it, Tim.
Some people like that sort of stuff. We don't like it.
I used to go crazy for it, Chris. I used to go crazy
when it was novelty.
But now we've seen it all. I know anything, like they can make anything on the comic book page come to life now. We've come to learn that. But like back in the day, it was cool when they did something there.
Fortunately, that's Hollywood though. When novelty happens in a work, we try to replicate it to death until it dies, and then we find the next thing.
Maybe I'm disappointed because there's 100 superhero movies and only about 5 of them have a female main character, and maybe 2 of them are good. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with that, but just like, we need to be better. A Supergirl movie, in the same way that you would with a Superman movie, you'd want to like have that like symbol of hope and good for all audiences. But the same with the Supergirl movie, like I would like to take a 10-year-old girl, not right now, but like not any 10-year-old girl. I've lost where I'm going with this. You should. What I'm trying to say is,
I would like to take a 10-year-old girl.
What I'm saying is, you should be able to take a 10-year-old girl to go see Supergirl, and she be like, "Oh my god, girl power, amazing, inspired. Do you think young girls are gonna watch?
You know, you should have waited to just stop laughing to start talking.
It's fine. We're on this tangent now. You think young girls, like with all the marketing of it being like punk rocky and cool and bright and colorful, and then they go see this film, do you think they're inspired by this?
If they haven't seen any other film ever.
But even so, I don't think they're inspired by it. I don't think it's...
No. I'm trying to think. That's a really good point you made earlier about, like, I think that whenever it's a female lead, it's like, okay, we'll put our B team on this, afterthought, less assets. Only exception for that was probably like the first Wonder Woman film was a big, massive production. But anytime it's
good.
like, I feel like Supergirl is just like, oh, this is like Superman, but this is like the extra thing that you guys can kind of like eat up if you want to. You know, then make sure not to miss the next Superman movie, but you can kind of see Supergirl. I feel like that is not,
like a stepping stone.
It's not up front what they're advertising it to be, but I feel like behind the scenes that's their attitude towards it.
Yeah.
From a producer standpoint, I don't think they see the value in their female heroes as much. Do you?
No. Sorry.
You still thinking about it right there?
I lost it for a minute. All right.
I know, and you didn't give yourself the time to enjoy the loss of it.
I think I overthought it.
I would have happily skimmed by it, but then I saw the little glint in your eye.
I was like, what am I saying?
What have I done? I've just ended my career.
Oh god. Yeah, Supergirl. Yeah. What did you end on there?
I was just saying that. Okay. You didn't even listen. I was just saying
Stepping stone.
Well, I just think that the studios secretly behind the scenes don't put as much stake as they do in their male superheroes. They won't tell us that, but it reeks of it anytime that any female-led superhero film comes out, and that's it does. It just comes out. It comes free from the quality of the film more than anything.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Just put more. I just feel like there's so many millions of or thousands of directors or creatives that would be thrown on this and would do such a much better job.
Yeah. Sorry, Craig
Gillespie.
Giuseppe. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Craig Gillespie. Though maybe a tad out of his control. Apparently, there were 2 cuts of this film. His cut and a studio cut.
Oh, don't give me that.
The Snyder cut. Apparently it's not so different, but it had like 9 minutes of extra footage. And they test screened it, and this was the one they came away with.
Okay.
But I don't think it's like a Snyder cut thing. Apparently it's still not.
I don't know if that would make much of a difference.
No, apparently like some of the needle drops are different, and
it's that other song from Woody Alice instead.
Yeah. They space out. They do the flashbacks differently, I think.
Okay.
They might do them all in one go rather than space them out. Which actually I quite like the spacing them out throughout the film. I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I like that everybody was speaking Kryptonian as well. I thought it was a fun little touch.
I like that. Yeah, we're not idiots. We can read subtitles for 5 minutes. I do like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't angry walking away from this film. I think it went a little bit even less than my expectations. A little bit. I thought I was going to enjoy it a little bit more. I enjoyed, as always, going to see a film with my buddy. It was really fun.
We went bowling beforehand. We had a beer.
Yeah, if I was watching this at home alone on a Friday night, I think I would have felt a little bit sour.
I probably would have gone on my phone.
Oh, it would have been hard. It would have been hard not to. I probably will never see this film ever again. I probably will watch Gunn's Superman again, ahead of the next one, because I enjoyed that film and I thought that had an emotional core and an earnestness and cast its Superman perfectly.
I need to revisit it, and I do want to revisit it.
I don't,
but I don't think this is the right time because I watched it last year in a heat wave, and now we're in our
beginning of the third heat wave.
Global warming is real, people.
Seems to be real in Bristol.
Why do they keep saying it's not real?
I'm literally dying.
Yeah. Why has it become acceptable to say global warming is not real these days?
No, I don't know.
That's weird. We need to start shaming people again, right? I don't know.
Well, then the Ice Age will come and then we'll be too late.
Yeah, this fan is not cutting it.
It is on low.
Because of the sound level.
Yeah. And Alex's hair would just be like cascading. Yeah.
You know, I recycle everything I can, and this fan doesn't cut it. All right, I've had enough.
Any closing thoughts, Alex, on Supergirl? Is there any more positives that you have to say about the film? I'm personally struggling.
Do you know what? Like, even though we didn't love it, there was something like this was almost like a really good cinema screening because of all the bits we mentioned. Lovely big screen, lovely seats, audience were quiet. Like, we've seen quite a few films now since you've moved up to Bristol. I feel like this was the best screening of a film.
Yeah.
Like, everything was fine.
That was enjoyable.
Isn't that annoying?
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying that it was this film? But like, it did make me think. Like, I just love watching films on the big screen, and I kind of needed that experience again because there has been a few recently where I'm just like, should I just be watching things on my TV? Like, I hate going to the cinema and getting worried every time that, like, it's going to be another audience member who's, like, being weird, or, like, the screen is going to flicker and the sound's not going to be quite right. And it's like, I was like, yeah, this is why I go to the movies. Because even a film like Supergirl looks so good on the big screen.
It was good. I felt like I did feel like I was in my living room, but my living room got like upgraded with like the best kit. So I felt like you and I were in our private little space.
Yeah.
And it was a good experience regardless of the film. It's like and there is a little bit of like a charm to go and see in a movie like that doesn't really work. Do you ever get that sort of feeling when you're like I'm kind of like enjoying that it's not working. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's something about those little experiences.
And we looked at each other a few times throughout the film with a little bit like, I was weird, and like that's fun.
Yeah,
we're not the annoying people in the audience. We don't start chatting about it, but like we have little like looks at each other because we both noticed or like a line of dialogue just like it's so clunky, and then we just just catch each other's eyes, and like that always makes me laugh when that kind of
Alex does get a side eye roll from me sometimes.
One day that's not gonna work when like I'm vibing with a film and you're not, and I'm gonna be like, stop it,
smack my hands. Yeah.
Stop looking at me, I'm loving this.
Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Do we just do our I don't know and our sense just like mix when we're together, or do our hormones mix together and we just get the same vibe when we watch them?
I don't think so, because I think I have been quite more pessimistic on films recently than you have been. Wouldn't you say? Like, I'm a bit more down on Toy Story 5. Supergirl, obviously, we're practically the same. I was definitely more down on Disclosure Day than yourself and Amina were.
I think I'm generally more generous than you. I think you're sometimes a harder win. Which
I think I've gotten harder.
Yeah, yes, you have. Yeah, no, you generally are very hard to let go of the 5-star, like Palisade Gates, and you don't really let that one loose to like any old movie. Where I'm just like, if that movie made me really happy, and I'm gonna watch that like 10 times again in my life, I'm like, well, it might not be perfect, but it did the best version of what it did. I'm kind of a bit more forgiving. Yeah.
I do think it's been a while now since, and
I don't like something I really don't.
I appreciate we had a pretty big break. So we've definitely loved films recently, but like I feel like I haven't spoken positively about a film on the podcast for a while.
I think you're more positive than Supergirl than me. I like out of 2 of this. I got 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I kind of am as well. Like 2.5 maybe.
I can't push up to that.
I think after speaking to you, I think I'm gonna knock it down to a 2.
Because you can only name like one thing that worked, and that was the performance, which was still okay.
Yeah. Maybe we should have spoken about Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie this week,
which is fantastic.
Which is really funny. It's good. It's good fun.
We'll talk about it just privately.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. So if you're going to take anything from the podcast this week, guys.
Yes.
It's...
Go to an independent cinema and go see Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Or rewatch the England-Mexico game.
via
iPlayer, I guess.
yeah.
If they're showing it on a big screen. And Kris, you're over here Saturday for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Which was already pre-planned.
Norway.
And then 10 p.m. after an all-day barbecue with me.
Sweating meats and
Sweating meats and beers all day. 10 p.m. England, Norway.
It's coming home.
Oh, mate, it's definitely
This is the
coming
thing
home.
that I worry.
No,
Listen to me.
No, you listen to me.
No,
you listen to me.
You listen to me.
No, you listen to
As
me.
an outsider, this is the thing that I worry about. If it does come home,
Which you will.
I'm worried about like even going back to like the Mexico game, that it actually is something that annually they'll just screen in cinemas and they'll make it like, I don't know, like the Queen's Jubilee, where it's like 40 people go see like the Andrei Rublev. Or no, Andre, what's his name? That's the Tarkovsky movie.
I thought you were actually talking about the Tarkovsky movie.
You know Andre Roux.
Yeah.
The guy that your grandparents love that plays like the violin and stuff. Like that.
Yeah.
It's like all
I
the
think that's him.
yeah, he's like the Austrian guy.
Violin man.
Yeah, and it's going to be like big groups go see the games every year to commemorate because you guys will not. I know you won't shut up about it if you win. I mean, I hope it does happen for you.
I've been waiting.
I'm ready for the fallout as well.
I've been waiting all my life, Kris. All my life. It's got to happen at least once in my life.
I'm scared to see what you'll look like if you get to the final
and it comes out.
I think you might die.
I will be elated. I'll be elated.
Titillated.
I will be titillated. Yes.
Okay, so that's what you got to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will I be wearing the England top next time we record?
Change it up. Go for the red one. Go for the white. And
my red. I do have a red, like the away kit. I think it might be the 2010 red kit. I can't remember.
Are you going to wear the Spider-Man suit for the next one?
For the No Way Home.
No Way Home.
What, to the cinema?
No, not No Way Home.
Brand new day. To the cinema?
To the podcast.
To the podcast? Well, you'll have to find out, won't you?
What if it's the heat that we're experiencing today?
You'll have to find out, because I did it when we weren't a video podcast, which was stupid. Will I do it when we are a video podcast?
Most definitely.
Probably.
Anything to wear it. Okay, I think we've exhausted.
The content.
But I think 2 really good discussions. And they weren't just both like, oh, we both like the movies. Like, ooh, it's good to have some, but we're mostly in the same bit.
Yeah.
We mostly feel the same way about both movies, just a little couple of degrees different on each one.
And the summer kicks off now, and
there's a lot of stuff to
Odyssey, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, new Jackass movie. The Invite is supposed to be really good.
The Olivia Wilde.
What are we doing watching Supergirl?
You wanted to see it?
I guess I did.
I wanted to see it too.
Yeah.
We just need to go to the cinema more. I think we just need to bite.
So many screenings, isn't there? Yeah. We have to figure this out. We don't know when we're coming back next. There's a heat wave again, and it's very difficult to record in our very hot rooms. And this is the start of the heat wave, and it's not even that hot today, and it's bloody hot. And it does ruin our cinema trips because we've got dogs to look after. So we'll be back. I don't know when. It could be next week. It might be the week after. As you can see, our plans got ruined last week to do Toy Story 5, but now you got a double bumper review episode. So,
there you go.
We'll be back.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Film Angle. Was there anything else you wanted to say? I feel like I just started doing the outro.
I was just moving my one sticky leg to another sticky leg.
Yep. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok at The Film Angle. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And come back next week.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe.
That's been the episode for today. See you later, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.